Kelce has more than 430 catches for 5,500 yards.
No, I just won my second Super Bowl.
I think what I look for in a friend is loyalty, someone that's going to be with me through thick and thin.
After Taylor Swift entered Travis Kelce's world, something unimaginable happened. A superstar tight end, already beloved in Kansas City, suddenly became a household name in all 50 states. Overnight, Travis wasn't just a football icon. He became America's most talked about man. But behind this surge of fame was a storm he never expected. For the first time in his career, the noise wasn't just about touchdowns. It was about romance, paparazzi swarming team buses, and headlines trying to rewrite who he was. And while millions adored this new version of Travis, the truth is he wasn't ready. Because before Taylor, Travis lived in a world built on routine, grit, and locker room brotherhood. After Taylor, his life shifted into a global spotlight where every step was analyzed. But hidden beneath the glamour was pressure. Pressure to stay great, pressure to prove he wasn't just Taylor Swift's boyfriend, pressure to carry a dynasty on his shoulders. This is the untold transformation that followed the most unexpected love story in America.
I know what he's going to do, even if we haven't practiced it at all. And I think that comes with us just kind of hanging out off the field.
Before we move on, make sure to subscribe to our channel so you never miss any of our upcoming documentaries. As Travis Kelce's fame skyrocketed, expectations wrapped around him like chains. Every fan, every hater, every analyst wanted something different. Football purists demanded dominance. Pop culture audiences wanted romance. Media outlets wanted drama. And all Travis wanted was to breathe. But suddenly, the man known for confidence began feeling a new kind of pressure. The emotional strain of representing not just the Chiefs, but an entire fandom watching his relationship unfold. When he walked onto the field, cameras zoomed twice as close. When he spoke in interviews, people dissected every word. And when he slipped up, even slightly, critics attacked him with louder voices than ever before. Travis had always been strong, but now he was learning that emotional toughness was as important as physical strength. And while the world thought he was living a fairy tale, behind the scenes he was struggling to balance being an elite athlete with being half of the most followed love story in America. This battle between personal happiness and public expectation became one of the toughest chapters in his life.
Obviously, he's the main one throwing me the ball, right? The most unique quarterback that we've seen in the end.
With fame came opportunity and responsibility. Suddenly, Travis wasn't just a football player. He was a brand. Endorsements doubled. Podcast views exploded. Every appearance brought millions of eyeballs. But with this rise came a crossroads. Travis had to choose between protecting his private life or embracing the celebrity path opening in front of him. And deep inside, he faced questions only he could answer. Was he ready to be a global figure? To share parts of his life he once guarded fiercely? To let the world into moments he used to keep small and safe? While fans celebrated every viral clip, they didn't see the late-night conversations, the doubts, the fear of losing the authenticity that made him beloved in the first place. Travis wasn't chasing fame, but fame was chasing him. The challenge wasn't becoming bigger. It was staying grounded while the spotlight grew hotter, brighter, and harder to escape.
It's so much fun playing with him because it's almost like we're just in the backyard playing Sandlot.
Taylor Swift entering his life wasn't the problem. The world's reaction was. Travis had never witnessed attention on this scale. Hundreds of cameras at games. Social media exploding with every glimpse of them together. News channels covering his personal life like breaking headlines. And behind all of it was this silent challenge. Protecting a real relationship in a very unreal environment. Travis wasn't used to microphones recording private moments or strangers judging every move. He wanted something genuine, but fame makes genuine rare. For Taylor, this wasn't new. She had lived in the spotlight for over a decade. But Travis? He was still learning how to navigate this hurricane. And yet, through the chaos, one truth became clear. Their connection was real enough to fight for. But surviving fame requires strength, patience, and sacrifice. And for Travis, this was only the beginning.
Mahomes and Kelce are legitimate friends.
contract, and now they want to wrap you in.
As the relationship dominated headlines, NFL expectations didn't soften. In fact, they grew sharper. Analysts questioned whether Travis was distracted. Criticism rained down from fans who believed he wasn't focused. Every drop pass became a narrative. Every slower game became a storyline. But what people didn't understand was simple. Travis Kelce plays through pain, physical, emotional, mental. And through this new pressure, he discovered something deeper. Resilience isn't built during victory. It's built during chaos. The Chiefs needed him. Mahomes needed him. Fans expected him to deliver. Yet the world kept pulling his attention sideways. This segment of his life was a brutal tug-of-war between responsibility and emotion. And Travis learned quickly, legends aren't made when everything goes right. Legends are made when everything gets heavy, and you still carry it.
Kelce was even a groomsman at Mahomes' wedding.
After the whirlwind of media attention following his public connection to Taylor Swift, Travis Kelce faced a storm unlike any other. Every interview, every highlight, every touchdown was dissected by fans and critics alike. The pressure was suffocating. He had to prove that he was more than just a headline or a viral story. Behind the stadium lights, in the locker room, he confronted his self-doubt and anxiety. He knew that the world was watching not just his performance on the field, but his every move off it. This was no longer just football. It was about legacy, reputation, and the constant battle to define who he really was, away from tabloid stories and trending hashtags. Every training session became a test, every game a proving ground, and every media appearance a tightrope walk between authenticity and public expectation.
Similar, where we want to win, but we like to enjoy life.
Travis struggled with the idea that fame could overshadow his talent. Every pass he threw, every play he executed was measured against the spectacle surrounding his personal life. Sleep-deprived nights and mental exhaustion became constant companions. The pressure from social media criticism cut deep, questioning his character, his dedication, and his heart. Yet, it was in these moments of extreme scrutiny that Travis discovered resilience he never knew existed. He leaned on the support of his teammates, coaches, and family, who reminded him that greatness is not just about being adored. It's about facing adversity and proving yourself repeatedly. Behind every viral headline, there were grueling hours of preparation, moments of self-reflection, and the silent sacrifices he made to rise above the noise.
This friendship of we're going to go out there and compete, and then we're going to enjoy it while we do.
The national spotlight brought unexpected challenges. Sponsors, endorsements, and media appearances demanded time, energy, and careful navigation. Travis realized that fame could be as exhausting as the game itself. Every social interaction, every public event carried the weight of expectation. He faced internal conflicts. Should he embrace the fame for opportunities or retreat to protect his mental health? Balancing professional obligations with personal boundaries became a daily struggle. Each victory on the field came paired with heightened scrutiny off it. The lessons learned in high school and college about perseverance, discipline, and humility were now tested on a global stage. Travis began to understand that true success required mastering both the game and the life around it.
You could tell the first day that Pat came into the building, it was going to be fun playing with him.
In the midst of public fascination, Taylor Swift's presence in the story added a layer of complexity Travis had never anticipated. Media narratives painted him as part of a romantic saga, reducing his achievements to a supporting role in someone else's story. This scrutiny tested his focus, but it also sharpened his determination. Travis knew that he had to define himself on his own terms, separating his professional excellence from tabloid narratives. He doubled down on training, analyzing film, and refining every aspect of his play. Each touchdown, each critical throw became a statement. He was not just a viral sensation. He was an elite athlete, a competitor, and a leader whose story could not be simplified or controlled by headlines.
With 40-plus touchdowns in all games played with Mahomes.
The culmination of the early years of fame brought a profound self-realization. Travis Kelce discovered that the path to becoming America's most talked about athlete was paved not only with athletic achievement, but with mental fortitude. Fame, scrutiny, and public perception were powerful forces, but they could not dictate his narrative. By embracing the challenges, leaning on his support system, and maintaining focus on his craft, Travis transformed pressure into performance. The relationship with Taylor Swift may have ignited public curiosity, but his resilience, discipline, and relentless drive established him as a legend in his own right. The story of Travis Kelce's rise is one of triumph over distraction, doubt, and expectation, proving that true greatness emerges when talent meets unyielding determination.
Play for the guy next to you when you know him on a more than just a business level.
As Travis Kelce's relationship with Taylor Swift exploded into global attention, he entered a new kind of pressure, one no playbook could prepare him for. Cameras followed him from airports to practice fields. Every handshake became a headline. Every moment of silence was treated like a statement. America suddenly expected him to be perfect, on and off the field. For the first time in years, Travis felt the weight of eyes that weren't just football fans, but millions of Taylor Swift fans watching his every move. He feared letting them down. He feared letting her down. But pressure had always been the fuel that pushed him higher, not the weight that dragged him down. So, Travis made a decision to become the man worthy of the spotlight, worthy of the moment, and worthy of standing next to the most famous woman on the planet. And to do that, he needed to rebuild himself from the inside out.
A lot of times the routes aren't exactly how we call them.
When Taylor Swift showed up at Arrowhead Stadium, the world stopped. Every network replayed her cheering from the suite. Every broadcaster suddenly became a relationship analyst. But behind that moment was something deeper. Travis had finally found someone who understood pressure, fame, headlines, and expectations at the highest level. And Taylor found someone who saw her not as a billion-dollar global icon, but as a human being who wanted normal moments. They bonded over ambition, work ethic, and the scars of navigating fame. And while the world turned them into a storyline, the truth was simpler. They made each other better. They made each other stronger. They made each other happier. America loves a power couple, but what made this one special was that both had fought through storms long before meeting. And now, together, they were rewriting what celebrity relationships looked like. Not staged, not forced, but real.
But he recognizes the coverage, and I know what he's going to do, even if we haven't practiced it at all. And I think that comes with us just kind of...
The Travis Kelce the world saw now, confident, charismatic, unstoppable, wasn't born overnight. After Taylor entered his life, Travis began leveling up in every part of his world. His training intensified, his discipline sharpened, his leadership matured. He wanted to prove he was more than the guy dating Taylor Swift. He was the NFL's most dominant tight end, its loudest personality, and the beating heart of Kansas City. And yet, he also learned to slow down, to breathe, to appreciate life beyond football. For years, he had lived like a machine. Hit, lift, recover, repeat. But Taylor reminded him of the small things he had forgotten: celebration, gratitude, presence. The transformation wasn't about fame, it was about balance. Travis Kelce, once defined by chaos and adrenaline, was finally finding clarity, and his evolution was only beginning.
The two of you, since you started playing together, you've connected for more than 600 yards.
With fame comes critics, and Travis faced them in full force. Some said he was distracted, others claimed he was chasing clout, and some attacked him simply because of who he was dating. The internet can be cruel, relentless, and loud. But Travis had been doubted his entire life, told he was too reckless, too unpredictable, too wild to ever be great. He tuned out the noise the same way he always had, by showing up, performing, and proving people wrong. Taylor had her own storms, years of public criticism, media battles, and online hate. Together, they learned how to weather it as a team. They leaned on each other, protected each other, and rose above the negativity. In a world built on opinions, they held on to truth, that love, ambition, and loyalty were stronger than headlines. Travis wasn't just surviving the spotlight. He was mastering it.
We know when Pat has the ball, and especially when he gets out of the pocket.
Football fans already knew Travis Kelce, but dating Taylor Swift introduced him to millions who had never watched a single NFL game. Suddenly, moms, teenagers, grandparents, even people overseas knew his name. Social media exploded. Jersey sales skyrocketed. TV ratings broke records. He became more than an athlete. He became a cultural figure. But being an icon requires more than fame. It requires purpose. Travis used his newfound influence to support charities, mentor young athletes, and represent Kansas City with pride. The world wasn't just seeing a football star. They were seeing a leader, a role model, a man who grew from mistakes, learned from his past, and chose to rise. And in that rise, America found someone they could root for. Not because he was perfect, but because he was human.
Pat has the ball, and especially when he gets out of the pocket. Now it's getting more creative, right?
As the Chiefs pushed toward another Super Bowl, the weight on Travis's shoulders grew. Every game became a test, not just of skill, but of composure. He played through pain, exhaustion, and pressure that would break most athletes. But Travis wasn't most athletes. He stepped onto the field with the fire of someone who had something to prove, not just to critics, but to himself. With Taylor watching from the stands and millions watching from screens, Travis delivered clutch performance after clutch performance. The chemistry between him and Mahomes reached a new level. Two players connected by trust, timing, and destiny. That championship run didn't just elevate his career, it cemented his legacy. Travis Kelce wasn't riding fame. He was carrying it.
Whenever a play breaks down and it's not exactly how we practice it, my job is to extend it.
But success always comes with a cost. For the first time, Travis struggled to find privacy. Dinner dates required security. Travel plans leaked. Personal moments became headlines. Even joy became content for millions online. And while he tried to stay calm, the pressure seeped in. Fame amplifies everything, both good and bad. Taylor had lived this reality for over a decade, and she guided him through it. How to stay grounded, how to protect mental health, how to guard the parts of life that matter most. Travis realized that fame isn't the prize, it's the test. And the real challenge is staying authentic in a world that constantly tries to define you. That test would shape the next chapter of his life.
These guys have more opportunity to get open, and Travis has done a great job of that.
As Travis and Taylor's relationship strengthened, so did the public's fascination. People wondered, was this temporary? Was it real? Was it leading somewhere bigger? Travis ignored the noise and focused on the truth. He had never felt more aligned, more focused, more supported. He wasn't just building a career anymore. He was building a future. And for the first time, Taylor saw someone who understood her world, respected her dreams, and matched her ambition. Their lives were accelerating. Tours, seasons, travel, commitments. But they navigated it together. The future wasn't just bright, it was boundless. And America watched, captivated.
He won't admit it, but he played quarterback back in his day, so he knows how I'm thinking a little bit.
Beyond the stadium lights and viral clips, Travis Kelce remained the same man he had been since childhood. A kid from Ohio with a dream, fire in his heart, and a family that always believed in him. Fame didn't change his foundation. He still called his mom after games, still joked with Jason, still played with the energy of a player fighting for his first roster spot. And that authenticity, raw, imperfect, real, is what made America love him even more. He didn't pretend to be a hero. He didn't act flawless. He stayed human. And in a world full of filters and facades, authenticity became his superpower.
A better understanding of the things that he's going through in the pocket.
Travis Kelce had already etched his name in NFL history, but after Taylor Swift, he became part of American culture. Not because of gossip, but because of transformation. He evolved from a talented but reckless young athlete into a disciplined leader, a global personality, and one half of America's most powerful modern couple. His story wasn't just about fame. It was about growth, redemption, ambition, and love. And as the world continues watching him break records, overcome challenges, and build a legacy beyond football, one thing is clear. Travis Kelce isn't just a star, he's a phenomenon. A modern American legend shaped by struggle, elevated by talent, and strengthened by love. And his greatest chapters are still being written.
Someone that has my best interest, and I think that's what I got in this big guy right here.
If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to subscribe to our channel so you never miss any of our upcoming documentaries.